Good afternoon. I'm Desiree Moses, joined by a group of WNRN members at In Your Ear Studios in Richmond, and we're hanging out with Beach Fossils. Y'all, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Beach Fossils playing at the National in Richmond tonight. Doors at 6:30. The show's at 7:30. The new album is Bunny, the first release in 6 years, the follow-up to 2017's Somersault, which made WNRN's top 100 albums of 2017. I have a good feeling Bunny's going to make the list this year, too. We just posted the poll up at WNRN.org if you want to vote on your favorite records of 2023. We're doing that big countdown at the end of the year. We've got a lot to chat about with Beach Fossils, but we're going to kick it off with a song first. Guys, we've been enjoying Don't Fade Away. We'd love it if you start off with that one for us. All right. Beach Fossils live on WNRN from In Your Ear Studios in Richmond, playing at the National tonight. Doors at 6:30, the show's at 7:30. Don't Fade Away, a track that we've been enjoying on WNRN, is off the new album Bunny. So Dustin, I read that you were aiming to finish this record by the summer of 2020, and then wound up putting things on pause a little bit during lockdown, and that the original group of songs were a little bit slower. And then after lockdown, sort of decided to change things up and speed up some of the songs. So I'm curious, what was the impetus for the change in sound? And did you keep the same songs and just rework them, or did you shelve some of those?
A little bit of both. I think it was like we were working on these songs for so long, and we were in kind of a different headspace. And then once lockdown happened, the whole world felt really slow and quiet, and I was like, no more, there's too many slow and quiet songs. We need to pick it up. Because then we started thinking about touring and how much we missed touring, and so we were like, all right, let's write fast songs that are gonna like be really fun to play live and get people moving once we're able to get back out there again.
Yeah, absolutely. I read that you've described songwriting as the opportunity to see yourself from an outside perspective. Can you expand on that a little bit?
I think, you know, you live your whole life trapped within your own mind, and it's hard to see what you're actually dealing with or who you actually are as a person. And I think it's important, for me at least, to put all my flaws and mistakes out there and write about them, because then I can see who I am and like try to continue to grow from that rather than continue making the same mistakes.
Yeah. You had a pretty big life event leading up to the release of this album. You became a parent. And so that seeps through a little bit on the record on tracks like Run to the Moon. Talk about the decision to channel that experience into your writing.
So I was like, I'm never going to write a song about being a parent, you know, because I was like, that's corny, it's cliche, it's been done, and it's not cool. And then I had a kid, and my entire life was flipped around, and it changed me so much that I was like, it's impossible to not write a song about this, you know. So, yeah, I mean, that song is about my lifestyle and my life kind of changing a little bit, you know. Intense, hardcore, late night, nonstop partying to being like, I have responsibility and I have to better myself for somebody else now. So, yeah.
I have a practical question. What's it like raising a child in New York City?
It's wonderful. I mean, it's amazing because it's just like cultural melting pot, and there's like infinite things to do, you know, take her to the museum or do whatever, the park. And I mean, I love it. I grew up in North Carolina, and I thought it was really boring. So I was like, all right, I'll give my kid the opportunity to have the opposite of that.
Yeah, so you all have been billed as a Brooklyn-based band throughout your career. How has your relationship to New York changed since the early days?
I don't know. It's changed in a lot of ways. It's like we used to play like 4 shows a week at DIY venues, and now we can't do that because if we did, they would get shut down immediately, you know? And it's kind of like a blessing and a curse because those shows are really fun, but then it's also like we are so lucky to have the experience that we have, you know, and be able to do tours like this and radio sessions like this, you know?
Well, one thing I would say, too, is I feel like because we started during the 2009, 2010, 2011 era, the influx of bands that were starting during that time period too, in New York, like seeing that whole scene and like being part of that group, and then that's the craziest. I almost feel like in some ways we're almost like a lonely island left in New York. Like how many bands are still left in New York?
Yeah, a lot of those bands we started out with like aren't around anymore. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so I was going to save this for later in the conversation, but you know, it's great to welcome you to Virginia because you have a lot of Virginia ties. So your old label mate on Captured Tracks, Wild Nothing.
Yeah.
Lives in Richmond now, I believe, out of Blacksburg.
That's right.
And we're enjoying playing his new song. So, you know, Jack Tatum, somebody that you all have a great relationship with.
Yeah, we're going to see him tonight at the gig.
I was born in Chesapeake Beach, Virginia. Went to Virginia Tech, met Jack Tatum at Blacksburg. So, yeah, it's very much a Virginia coalition, I think, amongst a bunch of us, all that friend group. And even Turnover, who we're on tour with now, is originally Virginia Beach based. So it's like there's something in the water.
Wonderful. Well, welcome back. Beach Fossils live on WNRN, playing at the National in Richmond tonight for a WNRN Presents show. Doors are at 6:30. The show's at 7:30. Guys, we'd love it if you play another one for us.
This time, she said, "Oh, it's so small when you're looking straight down."
Beach Fossils live on WNRN from In Your Ear Studios in Richmond, playing at the National tonight for a WNRN Presents show. Doors at 6:30, the show's at 7:30. So we touched a little bit on sort of the culture around making music in New York when you all first started out. I'd like to rewind and go back to that time a little bit and talk about the sense of community that there was surrounding the label Captured Tracks when you all were signed there. Can you sort of set the scene for us a little bit?
So I moved to New York and I didn't know anybody there, but I just had to get out of North Carolina and I just wanted to be playing music in New York. So I was going to shows by myself and just trying to meet people and recording songs and sent out a demo to Capture Tracks and heard back pretty quickly. They liked it. And then it was like all of a sudden, Jack Tatum from Wild Nothing got signed right after. So we were really good friends, and then all these other bands. It was like every single band that got signed to Capture Tracks, it was immediately like a family, and we were all extremely close. And they're still like these people are still my best friends. Case in point,
that's how we met.
Yeah, Jack was in a band called Craft Spells on Capture Tracks, and we went on tour together. And after that tour, I was like, they were kind of going on a bit of a break, so I was like, do you want to play in Beach Fossils? And Tommy was also in a band on Capture Tracks.
Yeah, we were called Hoop Dreams, and so when I was going to school, Wild Nothing was a big band at Virginia Tech, and Jack was a year ahead of us. And then when he graduated, he left for New York to write his next record. And during that time period, Jeff Haley, which is his longtime bassist, a good friend of ours, he was still in Blacksburg. So we formed a band, and then called Hoop Dreams, and then that got he sent it up to Mike Sniper of Capture Tracks, and that's how I got connected with everyone too.
Yeah, I saw them play, and I was like, oh, he's a really good guitarist. Because at the time, Cole from Dive was our guitarist, but he was starting Dive, and he was starting to get really busy touring with Dive, so it was like perfect timing to kind of do a new lineup change.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, real quick, will everybody go around and introduce yourselves?
I'm Tommy Davidson. Nice to meet you guys.
I'm Dustin.
Jack.
I'm Anton.
All right, thank you. All right, so we're talking about the community and the sense of family around Captured Tracks. So, Dustin, can you talk about how you wanted to carry that sort of same vibe into your own record label? So now you have Bayonet Records.
Yeah.
What sort of lessons from Captured Tracks did you take away when you decided to found your own thing?
I think the most important thing is just leaving the artist alone. You sign them because you like them and you don't want to interfere with their process or their art. So we really sign artists and just let them do what they want. We let them take control of the artwork if they want to record it themselves. The most important thing, I think, is giving an artist space, and they're going to create their best work if you're not, constantly hovering over them, telling them what to do.
Mm-hmm. I want to name check the artist Benet too, because Benet's out of Richmond,
Yeah.
and Benet was on Bayonet Records. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
yay, Benet! That's wonderful. So, with founding Bayonet, I guess my question would be, how do you sort of divide your time between Beach Fossils and then what you do at the label?
I got so busy at a certain point that I wasn't able to work on music because I was focusing on Bayonet. And luckily now we're at a place where we have employees full time, so I kind of am able to pass the torch off a little bit to them,
Right.
Yeah.
Beach Fossils live on WNRN, playing a WNRN Presents show at the National in Richmond tonight. Doors at 6:30. The show is at 7:30. We'd love it if you take us out with another one.
Great.
Beach Fossils live on WNRN from In Your Ear Studios in Richmond. Playing at the National tonight. Doors at 6:30, the show's at 7:30. Thank y'all for being here.
Yeah, thanks again for having us.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks to Eric on sound. Thanks to the crew at In Your Ear Studios, Carlos, Andrea, Paul, Billy, Charlie. Thanks to my WNRN colleagues who are here, Anna, Ann, and Graham. For WNRN, I'm Desiree Moses.